I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Yes.
Cowabunga, baby.
Fuck!
Comes out of these gates. We've got a better chance of survival if we work together.
Welcome to Phone Ready Leads and Sandler Training, the CALLISEUM.
Oh, hey there, Daniel.
Hey. I was really excited till I heard your fan on full blast.
I do know what you're talking about.
Yes!
Do you even know how fans work, Dan?
Jake, come off it.
Dude, it's science.
So welcome to the show. Big picture today. We're going to make some live calls. We're going to learn, have fun, laugh. Jake's going to crash and burn. I'm going to get all the people that somehow know me, and then we'll schedule. And let's learn some things. So as you watch, feel free to comment things you like. The crowd's thinking you look pretty dashing as always, Jake. Jake, do you want to do like a full profile view of your new haircut?
Okay.
All right. No. You're first man out of the chutes.
Yes.
Oh, shucks. Let's go ahead and get thrashed today, my guy.
Good, pick up the phone and start dialing.
Try not to call me my guy.
Sorry, my boy. Wait, what are we doing?
Ready to dial till I heard your fan.
What are we doing right now?
Cold calling.
Oh, yeah.
Please leave your message
Oh.
after the...
Ah, shucks.
Dang.
That's
All
on
right.
me.
I made all mine. Your turn.
Oh my gosh.
I'm already dialing again.
Okay.
Rob, please hold while I try to connect you.
Oh, dude, this song? Anyone that can name the song gets a free prize.
All right, go ahead and name the song. Put that in the chat.
No one's gonna get it.
Hi, thanks for calling Brian Rob. Sorry I missed your phone call.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Go ahead and proceed to the next dial.
I already am.
Go ahead and toggle the next call.
I already am.
Go ahead and pick up the phone and make a call.
Dan, do you even know how phone burner works?
Yeah.
How?
Hello, this is John. I'm out of the office right now.
How, Dan? How?
I prefer not to talk about it.
Okay. Okay, the never-ending ringtone. Okay.
We're sorry. The number you have dialed is not in service.
Dude.
All right, you get 3 more tries, Jake.
Okay, we have to address something. I think that's the first time ever we've received one of those on like the last 10 months we've been dialing.
Let's go ahead and log that in our data.
Go ahead and update the stats through our science department. 3 more.
This is Boyd with Western Energy. Sorry I missed your call.
Ah, Boyd.
Diamondback this north.
Hey, I was trying to reach Trent Keenan. Not sure if he's floating around today.
He's at the office right now. Put you through your report.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you.
Diamondback Surveying, your one-stop shop.
Not enough, Nathaniel. Not enough.
You've reached Diamondback Survey.
You are trying to reach is not available.
Okay, maybe try one.
Jake. Hey, is this Derek? Derek, Dan Bigelow Sandler.
Hey, how are you doing, Dan?
Doing well. Not sure if that name sounds familiar.
Dan Bigelow. It sounds like I can't place it.
All right. I wasn't sure if it would. So I'm a consultant down the street from you guys. You guys still up in Bountiful?
We are.
Okay. So I was looking at your website. You guys are consulting with CRMs, API integrations, that type of thing. So I was just looking at the website. Do you do most of the business development yourself, Derek, or do you have a team that does it for you?
We do it.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Well, Derek, can I briefly explain kind of why I called, and then you let me know if it even makes sense to talk?
Sure.
So, we're a sales and consulting firm, but we primarily focus on organizations that are looking to get in front of enough prospects. And some of the times when they call me, they tell me things like, hey, we're just not getting in front of enough new prospects on a consistent basis. Other times they tell me things like, we're getting in front of plenty of prospective clients, the sales cycles are just taking a lot longer than they'd like. And then lastly, I often hear great product, great solution, but it's usually the business owner that's doing most of the sales. They're kind of the rainmaker, and the sales team's not really carrying their weight. Let me stop there, Derek. My guess is you probably don't have any of those challenges.
Nope, we're good.
You guys are all dialed in. Well, let me ask you this. Typically, people that don't have those challenges, some of their headaches are more about growing and scaling their company or getting the right processes in place or a strategic plan. Any of that worth a short conversation?
No, I think we have a pretty good business model in terms of how we're going to market and our execution on that. So I think we're comfortable with
Awesome.
that side.
Well, I appreciate your time, Derek. Let's say maybe we're probably not a resource for now, but would you be comfortable if I just sent you an email of here's the problems we solve, and then if months down the road you decide maybe those are headaches you have and it's worth a conversation, you've got a contact. Would you be comfortable if I sent you a simple email or a list of challenges that we solve?
Sure.
Okay. So,
Dan, let me ask you a question, can I?
yeah, and no rules. Ask me anything you want, Derek.
So where are you based out of?
So I'm in Midvale, and I guess I'm on the edge of Sandy.
So do you own the company or the founder of the company, or what's your role?
I own the company. So my email signature says CEO. I'm the big deal.
You're the big deal. And what's your business model?
So our business model is a lot of the clients we train, they bring in like fly-in trainers that train from a book or train from the manual, but they can't make cold calls. And so we just have a business practice that all of us prospect, all of us sell, all of us train, all of us consult. And then when we work with clients, they can trust us that, hey, even the owner makes cold calls. So yeah, there's a little context for you.
Yeah, no, that's great. Well, hey, send me that email. Love to stay in contact and wish you all the best.
Awesome, Derek. And just curious, was there a reason you were asking or a question that you had in the back of your mind?
Curiosity, who you were, what your background was, and I'd like to understand some of those things. So, yeah, just curiosity on my part.
Cool. Yeah, and I get it too, where you get cold calls and it's like, oh my gosh, who's this guy? And is he even in the same state as me? But yeah, I've worked with quite a few of companies very similar to yours. That's why I pulled up your website. And so, yeah, I'll send you this list of challenges. And then if you see something there and you decide, you know what, maybe we should talk, I'll just have a little link if you want to pick a time on the calendar, and we can kind of keep the ball in your court.
Sounds good.
Awesome. And then, Derek, you're welcome. Is your email dminer@ivanex.com?
That's it.
Okay, perfect. Well, appreciate your time, Derek.
All right, thanks, Dan. Talk to you later.
All right, see ya.
So, Dan, you're getting some shout outs in the comments.
Yeah, that's a warthog in the background. Not really a gamer, but an employee got me that, and they taught me the idea of the warthog, where somebody dials and somebody closes, so you drive the warthog together. So Jake and I drive the warthog together. So a couple things on that call I screwed up on is we didn't really hit a pain point for him to stay in the dialogue. He was too skeptical. Sometimes that's the luck of the draw, but I probably could have been a little more precise on the pain points, and maybe I would have connected a dot for him. But Jake, any feedback on that call?
It's always easy to give feedback when you're not in battle, but if anything, maybe you could have thrown out man, it sounds like, everything's going perfect for you guys. I don't suppose if you had like a magic wand or one wish, there's anything you would change, is there?
Totally. Or another version of that. Hey, it sounds like 100% of your people are at quota. And but not being too belligerent, and they're like, no, not everyone is. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, so opening the door. So nice work. All right, you're back. Back to you, Jake.
All right. I will admit, dude, that's really frustrating that you get one call, one answer, and they know you.
Yeah, you get 12 calls, no answers. Let's just say I'm living right, Jake.
Your direct source for quality dental products at discount prices. If you know the extension of the person you are trying to reach, please enter it now. For sales and customer service, press 1. For billing questions or to make a payment, press 2. For accounting questions, unfortunately, we were unable to transfer your call.
Jake, can you go ahead and write on your coaching form learning how to use a phone tree?
Thank you for calling iSmile Dental Products. Your call is important to us. Please leave your name, contact number, and a deep.
Sorry, what was that, Dana? I was in the middle of a call.
So, Will, we are targeting companies that are specifically the business owner. And this bucket, they have 50 or more employees is the current bucket we're calling. All right, if you guys see anything Jake does bad, make sure you heckle him in the chat.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Hey, Jake, one thing you could improve on is getting people to answer the phone.
This sounds like it's going to be a great call. Maybe. It was an interesting ringtone.
What's it up, club?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I was trying to connect with Rory Robinson.
Rory Robinson, he does not work here anymore.
Oh, okay. Do you know, I guess, who should I talk to in his place?
There's me for right now until we rehire for a new director.
Okay, so you're the interim director then?
Yes.
Okay, and what was your name? I apologize, I didn't catch it.
Oh yeah, sorry. My name is Morning Gambler.
Oh, Morning? That's a cool name.
Thank you.
Cool. My name is Jake Alba. It's not as cool as yours. I'm not sure if it sounds familiar or not.
No, it's not familiar.
Okay. How about Sandler Training?
What training?
Sandler Training?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that does sound familiar.
Yeah, I think you've mentioned it before to us.
Okay, that's what I thought. And so I guess, are you very familiar with it, or should I maybe kind of brief you kind of what we do, and then you can decide whether or not, I guess, we continue this conversation?
Okay, can I transfer you to my office real quick? I'm here in the front with the kids.
Oh, yeah.
They're being a little loud.
No problem.
Okay.
Take your time.
Okay, I'll transfer you really quick.
All right.
This one's it. Jordan, there's no value in it, but there's a reason Jake does it. So everyone in the chat.
Hello?
Yeah, hey, Morning. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, great. So, yeah, I was just asking maybe if it would be beneficial if I gave you a little refresher of kind of what we do, and then you can let me know whether or not we even continue this conversation.
I like the brief refresher.
Okay, that's what I thought. So, we work very closely, with different companies. And remind me the name of you. Are you guys with the Eastern Shoshone tribe, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure that that was the same company. So we worked very closely with different directors and CEOs and presidents of companies. And, a lot of them, when they reach out to us, they're having a few similar headaches. One of the big ones is in regards to business development. But before I go down that path, are you the one that kind of handles that right now for the company while you're kind of in transition with a new director?
For right now, it's just me. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we're totally not sure whenever we're going to get another director yet.
And so in terms of like sales growth, like growing revenue, business development, so you're kind of wearing multiple hats and you handle that right now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going down the wrong path here. So one of the things we hear quite often when companies reach out to us like yours is they say, hey, we're kind of frustrated that maybe we're not getting in front of enough of the right people and we're not growing our revenue because of that. The other thing we hear is, hey, we're a little bit concerned that maybe we are getting in front of enough of the right people. But for whatever reason, sometimes those deals will stall out or they're not closing as quickly as we want. And the last thing is something that you're probably familiar with the director that you're trying to replace. A lot of the companies will reach out to us and say, hey, we're frustrated. We're not able to find A players to kind of help our business grow appropriately. I guess I'll pause there. I'm not sure if any of those are issues are relevant to you, are they?
So I'm not totally entirely sure. It's just I just know.
So
I can still speak to Rory about it because I know he said he still had some stuff, and that if we ever had questions, we would give him a call and I guess get his answers on everything what he kind of left us with.
okay, here's something else I can do, which would probably be helpful. Is it okay if I make a suggestion here?
Yes.
Okay, I have a little brief questionnaire. It'll help to outline how we've helped other businesses just like yours. I can email that over to you directly, and then you can fill that out and send it back to me. And that's going to help us to determine kind of where to start, right? And you'll have a better understanding of kind of what we do, and it'll help catch you up on some of the things we talked to Rory about. I don't suppose that would be helpful, would it?
Yeah, that'd be a lot helpful, or that'd be really helpful.
Okay. I guess, Morning, what's a good email for you?
Okay, my email is mgambler@easternshoshone.org.
Okay. And so tell me if this would be, I guess, a good next step for you. What I'll do is I'll send that over, give you a few days to kind of look that over, fill it out. It only takes about 5-10 minutes. It's pretty simple. And then I guess, would it be appropriate for me to follow up with you, maybe early next week, Monday or Tuesday, just to kind of review that with you?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay. Do you want to pull up your schedule and we'll go ahead and see if we can sync something?
Yeah, I have it right here.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. Let me know which days are not as crazy for you, and I'll let you know what times I have available on those days. How about that?
Okay. So let's see. What about do you have any free on Monday?
So yeah, Monday I have a few openings. I could do a 9 a.m. I don't know if that's too early for you, or I also have 2 p.m. in the afternoon, if that's better.
The 2 p.m. will work for me on a Monday in the afternoon.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and send you an email right now. I want to make sure I got your email correct. So let me know when that invite pops up for you, okay?
Okay.
And then what I'll do after this call is I'll go ahead and send you over that brief questionnaire, and that'll help you to have a better grasp of kind of what the heck we do, okay?
Okay.
All right, let me send that. Let me know when that pops up on your invite, and it'll just have in the title, Morning and Jake Sandler Discovery, okay?
Okay.
Okay, almost done. And are you familiar with Zoom by chance? Like Zoom meetings?
Zoom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'll send my Zoom invite, and we can just connect over Zoom briefly, okay?
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, let me know if that popped up for you, that invite for Monday the 3rd at 2 p.m.
Okay.
And it may take a moment to pop up. So while we're waiting for that, I guess how long ago was it that Rory stepped aside and left you in charge?
It happened about the second week of September.
Okay. And have you been overwhelmed with a lot of different things, or have you been able to kind of carry the weight there pretty easily?
So far, it's been a little easy, and it just it all came all at once, and I was able to handle it.
Nice. Sounds like you're very capable then.
Yes.
So what are the chances that you would be able to become the new director?
We're hopefully have good high chances. We're just waiting on the interviews to be done.
Oh, cool. Very cool. All right. Did that invite come through for you?
Thank you for calling Danville Development Corporation. If you are calling for housing, please press 1. If you're calling for someone in the main office, please press 2. If you'd like to speak to an operator, please press 0.
We have not received a valid response. Please try again.
Thank you for calling Danville.
Okay, let me read some.
I'm going to be dialing while Jake finishes this one.
HR, this is Linda.
Linda, Lisa Jones isn't floating around over there, is she?
Lisa?
Yeah.
Let me see. She was in for a while. Let me see if she's still there. I'll transfer you over.
Awesome, thanks.
The person at extension 114
I promise this isn't my first day.
Please leave your message in the tone. When done, hang up or press the pound key. Thank you for calling EMS Truck Repair and Towing.
I'm just calling a few people while Jake wraps up that meeting.
Press 1 to be connected to the service department. Press 2 to be connected to the parts department. Press 3 to be connected to the accounting department. Thank you for calling EMS Truck Repair and Towing. Please listen and choose one of the following prompts. Press 1 to be connected to the service department. Press 2 to be connected to the parts department. Press 3 to be connected to the accounting department. EMS Truck Repair, this is Katie Ray.
Katie Ray, what's up?
How's it going?
Good. Matt Bean's not floating around the office today, is he?
Oh, he's floating around everywhere.
I know he's probably around the water cooler. If you want to see if he's there, but yeah, if you can connect me.
Yeah, one moment.
Hey guys, I'm back.
Hey, is this Matt?
Yeah.
Matt, Dan Bigelow, Sandler. Not
Who'd you say you were?
Dan Bigelow, Sandler. I don't know if that name sounds familiar.
No.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it would. Matt, can I briefly explain why on earth I called, and then you let me know if it even makes sense to talk?
Sure.
Great. I'll be brief. So I'm a business consultant. We do training, and we do quite a bit of work with companies very similar to yours. I got your website up here. A couple quick questions. Matt, do you do most of the business development yourself, or do you have a team that's kind of out there doing it for you?
No, I do it all.
Okay. I was just saying you got some really cool equipment on your website, and this some of the repairs. Well, typically when an owner or an operator calls me, they tell me things like, hey, business is good. We're just finding ourselves competing a lot on price, and we're having to competitively bid. Others tell me things like, hey, I'm trying to find some A players to work in our shop, and we're getting some turnover, and the ones that we have maybe aren't A players. And then lastly, some of the owners tell me that they're kind of tired of doing all the work themselves, and they kind of want to grow and expand the company. Let me stop there, Matt. My guess is you probably don't have any challenges like that.
Not really.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Typically people that don't have those challenges, they have more challenges with processes, procedures, kind of creating a strategic plan. Any of that even worth a short conversation?
No, we're actually doing pretty well.
Okay. All right. Well, Matt, sounds like there's not. Yeah. It's typically the ones we work with. It sounds like maybe we're not the right resource at this time. Would you be comfortable, Matt, if I sent you an email of some of the challenges we solve for owners like you? And then if it's worth a conversation in a few months, you can reach out to us.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay. So I'm looking you up. I got mbean@emsfixit.com.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'll send you an email, and then if it's worth the conversation down the road, there'll just be a little link. You can pick a time on my calendar.
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome. Thanks for your time, Matt.
All right.
See ya. So, Jordan, before you head out, a couple thoughts. One is, Jake, you asked about the pattern interrupt. What's the reason we do that? So, Jake, explain the pattern interrupt. Why do we say our name and ask them if it's familiar? Jake, your audio is muted again.
I thought I was unmuted, and then I was
There
muted.
you go. Fire away.
Cool. The pattern interrupt is actually a pretty cool, easy to understand concept. So the whole reason we do it is because we don't want to sound like a salesperson. The moment that you receive a sales call, think about it this way. What happens? Within a couple of seconds, you can determine that it's someone calling about your car warranty or some other thing, right? And your brain automatically shuts off, and they're not going to stick around. Like it's game over for a salesperson the moment someone picks up that you're a salesperson. So the pattern interrupt does exactly what it's named. It makes it so you don't sound like a regular old salesperson. And honestly, it just allows you to have a conversation with somebody and get through to the point of why you're calling without people hanging up on you or not giving you the time of day.
Love it. So yeah, I'm totally aware, and so is Jake, that they don't know who we are, but some of them are like, oh, hey, how are you? We're not coming across as salesy. We're not setting off the sales alarms. And the other reason for that is if we don't trigger the alarms, then maybe they'll listen to us. If we trigger the alarms and then tell them what we do, they're probably not going to listen. So there's some context for you. So if every salesperson starts using that line, then just make another one. So the pattern interrupt is the principle, but other versions of that might sound like, Steven, this is a cold call. Did you want to hang up? Or our friend Ryan Reisart's pattern interrupt is, hey, the purpose of my call was to schedule a meeting. And they're like, wait, who is this? So there's quite a big list of variety of pattern interrupts. One might be, hey, Steven, how have you been? They're like, I guess I've been okay. But the one you want to avoid is, how are you today? Because that's what everyone says. So Steven, great point. If everyone's saying something, maybe don't say that. I'm Dan Bigelow, Sandler Training. I'm going to make the next dial.
Chris Hardy in the house. You're my boy, Blue.
And Jake, sorry for dialing over you. That person was just taking forever to get your meeting. So
I know. I appreciate you doing that. Sorry for everything.
I forgive you. I hope you forgive me. And then Al, you said you're with Catherine. I don't see any comments from Catherine in the chat. I'd be curious, Al, what does she say in the chat?
Thank you for calling Torian Consulting Group, a 100% women-owned IT staffing firm dedicated to expanding the realm of possible for candidates and clients. This call may be recorded for training purposes.
Let's go.
Let's get ready. Make sure we look good so we can sound good. You know what I mean?
Great job on your set, Jake. That was a unique one where the decision maker was like left.
That's a little bit of a curveball, but we just roll with those.
All right, you're up, Jake. The next 3 calls, one of them is going to be really good or really cringy.
I love that. This is what I live for.
You're like a wolf.
Thank you for calling Universal Power, a leading provider of power distribution systems.
Okay, we're going to try the phone tree, ladies and gentlemen.
For applications,
No judgment.
press 2. For customer service,
Huh?
You're a great person, Jake.
This is Craig Waterman. I'm not able to take your call at the moment.
Dude, I finally figured out the phone tree and it doesn't answer.
Oh my gosh. Okay, back to me. Sorry, Jake.
Nope, I'm going again.
No, I overrode. Is this David? David Bigelow. Not sure. Yep. Sandler Consulting. I don't know if that name sounds familiar at all.
Dan Bigelow. How do we know each other?
Or maybe Dan isn't familiar. What about Sandler or Sandler Training?
I'm very familiar with Sandler Training, but I have no interest in it. So thanks.
Perfect. Well, appreciate your time, David. Jake, that's the first hang up I've gotten in about 2, maybe 300 dials. I'll take it.
Cowabunga, baby.
Dan,
I'm going to take that one on my identity side.
hey, on a scale from 1 to 10, what's your recommendation on me giving that guy a call now?
0. I don't want to do that.
Okay. We'll get there. We'll level up.
So if we're calling small lists, really handful of a basket of prospects, we'll leave voicemails. You'll get 0% callbacks if you leave 0 voicemails. But if you're calling a huge list and you've got a tool like Phone Burner, you'll come back to the person. So it's easier to not leave the voicemail because you can burn through all these dials.
Hello, you've reached Mike Bertelson at Cowboy Cauldron Company. Please leave a message. Thank you.
Dang it.
We got people. We got chefs cooking pizza. We got people in their Honda Civics.
Heck yeah. What about someone in a Civic eating a piece of pizza?
Jake, don't joke.
It could happen.
So a good voicemail, Wyatt, would sound like...
Don't tell them, I'll leave one.
Okay.
I got you, Wyatt.
Thanks for calling Farrington Production. If you could leave your name and your number and the reason for your call, we can call you back at our earliest convenience.
Hey, Blair. This is Jake. Looks like I might have missed you. Why don't you go ahead and give me a call back on my direct... Actually, let me give you my cell phone, 801-694-7632. Go ahead and rate that in the chat on a scale from 1 to 10.
I'll give that a 10. So why does that voicemail like that work? It works because it's vague. If you gave someone a TED Talk 5-paragraph essay on why you called, they are never going to call you back. You leave them a message like, you know what, shoot, call me on my cell. They're going to call you like, what's this regarding? You left me a message. So the next question you might think is, well, what do I say? And you'll proceed back into your no pressure prospecting call. If you guys want a copy of that or need some help with it, reach out to us. We can give you some of those frameworks. All right, Jake, go to the head and do the next dial.
I'd love to. I was hoping you'd say that.
Kevin Allen.
Hey, Kevin, it's Jake Alba, Sandler Training.
Okay.
Hey, not sure if that name sounds familiar.
No, it doesn't. Sorry.
That's all right. I wasn't sure if it would, but I was giving it a shot. I guess, is it okay if I briefly explain why on earth I'm calling, and you can let me know whether or not you want to continue this conversation?
Sure, as long as we can do it quickly.
Yeah, I'll be brief. I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Sorry, who are you with again?
With Sandler Training.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess before we get ahead of ourselves and to see if I guess it makes sense to talk, are you the one that's in charge of like business development for the company?
Well, I own it. I'm in charge of everything.
Okay. That's what I like to hear. Do you have a team that helps you with the business development as well, or do you kind of handle it all?
Well, it depends what you're talking about in terms of business development.
So in terms of just, I guess, growing the business, new revenue.
Well, this is a sales organization, so
Okay.
Everybody I have is on the sales side.
Oh, perfect. Okay, cool. So we connect with a lot of businesses similar to yours. And, when these companies generally reach out to us, they're saying things like, hey, we're a little bit frustrated that maybe we're not getting in front of enough of the right people. One of the other things we hear is, hey, we're maybe concerned that when we are getting in front of the right people, we're getting a lot of stalls like, hey, let me think about it, or I'll get back to you, and then the deal kind of falls apart. And then the last thing we hear quite often is a lot of sales orgs are like, hey, we're frustrated that, we kind of have a process, but everyone's kind of doing things a little bit different. And it's a little bit confusing as to, the best process. I guess I'll pause there, Kevin. Are any of those relevant to your world?
Well, I'm sure some of them all are, but we're also having a record year on top of a record year, so I'm not at least disappointed at the moment.
Right.
I'm not sure, what you do and how you do it and who you do it for.
Right. No, and most of the companies that we do connect with, they've been absolutely crushing it. So I think something that might, I guess, clarify a little bit better, if you're open, can I make a suggestion?
You can always make a suggestion.
Okay. I like your style, Kevin. So what I can do is I can send over a little questionnaire. It will help to maybe identify some of the areas that we've helped other businesses, like I said, similar to yours. If you're open to it, I'll send that over. It takes about 5-10 minutes to fill out. And if there's relevance there and you feel like, taking a risk on a brief 10-15 minute phone call, we can get something lined up for next week. If there's no relevance there, what we can do is just erase that follow-up call and just pretend like this conversation never happened.
Well, I'm happy to take a look at it. I'm always bringing in new salespeople, and certain individuals, have more or less sales experience, and it might be good, at least look at some of them. So, yeah, send it over. I'll take a look at it and we'll go from there.
Okay. No, that sounds like a great plan. Let's do this if you're okay with it. Again, I'm not twisting your arm or trying to force you into anything, but my schedule fills up pretty quickly. So do you have a tentative time next week that you and I can schedule a brief 15-minute follow-up? And like I said, if there's no relevance, kick me to the curb. If there is, we'll just keep the appointment we schedule now on the calendar.
Yeah, the next 2 weeks probably are not going to work. I'm booked solid next week, and I'm in the middle of 2 acquisitions I'm working on. So
That's pretty incredible. So maybe like the last or third week in October or fourth week in October would be better for you? Okay. So Monday the 17th, my day's pretty open.
Yeah, I can't book it right now because I just don't know where I'm going to be on the deal. Let me look at the material. If it's relevant, we'll get something set up. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, zero stress. And like I said, not twisting your arm, but it's more of just like a radar ping on my radar for me and you. So would you be opposed if I just threw a tentative time for Monday the 17th? And like I said, if that doesn't work or whatever, you can just let me know or we'll just remove it.
Yeah, you can propose one.
Okay. And what's a good email I can shoot that over to you and the questionnaire? I'll get both of those items sent over to you. Yeah, good luck with the acquisitions and everything else you're doing, and we'll talk in a couple of weeks, okay? Hey, thanks for your time.
Yes! That's awesome!
Nice work, Jay. Those watching, if it's a hot lead, it's a slam dunk appointment. If it's like somewhat open, then yeah, they'll agree to meet. If they're like, so like that guy sounded like he was giving you a few smoke screens, Jake, but you stayed in the cockpit, and then he's like, okay, fine, you can send it, and then I'll tell you. So what we want to do is take it as far as we can go without bugging someone. But also, if you call that guy in a few weeks, like, hey, you asked me to follow up, and then like, yeah, sorry, I was in a rush. Yeah, I looked at some of the challenges you guys saw. That's in our wheelhouse. So nice work, Jake. And great example too of kind of helping the prospect to maintain their okayness without them getting bothered or triggering their sales alarms. So let's go ahead and put me in fourth quarter and get an appointment in our last 2 minutes together.
I believe in you. I feel like I
So
was
Chris,
very close to bugging that guy, though.
With Affiliate Solar, please either send me a text or call my office at 844-500-7652. Please do not leave a voicemail as I do not check them, but I check my texts regularly and my office is available at any.
let me go ahead and call her office. Oh, it switched the window. Oh, hey, Jake. Let's see if I can bring one home. Jake, any feedback for yourself on that last call?
Yeah, I think I was getting very close to that line of irritating him towards the end, and so I would say sometimes it's a delicate balance to still set a meeting and not make people angry. But as long as you can get some type of commitment out of them, even if it's not like super solid, it gives you a much higher probability for the next time you interact to have a very strong conversation and potentially book a more firm appointment, especially when you're sending the survey. I'd rate myself 7 out of 10 on that call.
Okay. What would you rate yourself as a person?
2 out of 10.
What would
That's
I
a lot.
rate you as a
I lied.
I rate you a 10 out of 10.
I would rate myself 10 out of 10. I rate you 12 out of 10.
All right, so you can get one more call. Everyone in the chat, type in your lesson learned, a light bulb, a dot that connected for you, something that was maybe meaningful that you might want to try. Type in the chat a lesson learned, and we'll go through and highlight some of those. Let's try to get one more answer. All right, here it is, Jake.
Thank you for calling DJH Engineering. If you know your party's 3-digit extension, please dial it.
Please enter 3 or more letters of the person's first name.
Man, you're so good at phone trees.
Thanks, I needed
Please
that.
enter 3 or more letters of the person's first name. Then press the pound key. 4.
Patrick Pavolka.
Press 1. To enter a new name, press the star key. Please enter 3 or more letters of the person's
Oh my
first
gosh,
name.
guys,
Then
and that's
press the
how it's
pound
done.
key.
Nope.
Please enter 3 or more letters. Please enter
Oh
3
my
or
God.
more letters of the
It's
person's
so hard.
All right, Dan, we're going to have to mute you.
Jake, I gotta go one more dial.
Okay.
This one's it.
Logan had a great share. Slowing down is also a great pattern interrupt.
Dorian Adams is currently unavailable.
All right, well, Jake, let's land the plane. What are some of the highlights you want to share today? And everyone else watching, type in the chat your lesson learned, maybe a dot that connected for you. But Jake, what are your main thoughts from today? And then also tell us a little bit about conviction and how that plays a role in what we're doing.
Conviction's a tricky thing, man. I don't know. I could spend like an hour talking about that, and I'm not even that good at conviction. But there's this interesting thing that happens if you can utilize conviction when you're having conversations with people. Think about it. Imagine like someone telling you like a story, and they're like, dude, this totally happened, and you like believe it 1,000%. You're like, yeah, and you're like sucked in, right? And you're like right along there in the journey, like it almost happened. You were like there with them when it happened, right? Imagine if you could take that type of storytelling because of the conviction, because it was truly something that happened that maybe changed your life, and you applied that to sales or your sales process. That's something that I'm still working on, and I'm like maybe 12% good at it. So my advice would be practice having conviction, because conviction can allow you to mess up on a lot of other things and override it and still help you to sell well.
Love it. Jake, great example of conviction. A couple weeks ago, we had someone lose their mind and yell at you, and you just rolled with it. And so there's kind of this balance of knowing when to pause, knowing when to have conviction, and there's timing and beats to all of it. If anyone would like to come as a guest to one of our workshops over Zoom, there's a link in the chat. We'd love to have you as a guest. Pick a time that works for you. Kind of my highlights are everyone can talk a big game. People can be armchair quarterbacks. They can tell you what you should do or shouldn't do. But watch guys like Jake Alba, who can just take an hour, bust out dials, and set appointments on pure cold calls. And watch the people that are doing it versus those that are talking about doing it. And if anyone's struggling with a specific challenge or a headache related to prospecting, appointment setting, selling, long sales cycles, or there's a specific challenge, we'd love to be a resource. Reach out to us. We've got a lot of tools and frameworks. We'd like to help the community. And come back next week, and hopefully we'll have some carnage of some really bad fails, or we'll crush it and we'll stick the landing. And final thought would be, part of the magic of booking an appointment on a cold call is knowing the milestones of opening, pattern interrupt, mini upfront contract, 30-second commercial, fine pain if there's pain, book the meeting. But if you know what the mile markers are, then you can have what Jake talked about. You can have the conviction because you can trust your process. I'm Dan Bigelow. This is Sandler Training.
Comes out of these gates. We've got a better chance of survival if we work together.
Welcome to Phone Ready Leads and Sandler Training, the Coliseum.